Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Hot Seat starring Mel Gibson. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9. And I will be at, what's my next signing? June 23rd at Sunrose Books. That's a Thursday in Ocean City. And then Crossroad Comics in Pittman on the 24th, and then the Willingboro Library on the 25th. So it's going to be a big weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. Okay, so let's get into it. Mel Gibson is, not sure if he's a cop or a fireman. I think he might be a guy who investigates fires, like an arson thing, because it is arson related. Ah, bug. It's just outside doing walkies. Ugh. So there's a murder of a car going on fire. Now, this movie was produced by the guys who brought you The Irishman. I don't know if The Irishman was such a great movie. I had a lot of problems with The Irishman. But that being said, they're just the producers, which means they bring the people together. So on paper, The Irishman looked like it was going to be great. I mean, you had De Niro, you had Scorsese, you had Al Pacino. On paper, a good deal. So, but this could be one of those movies where on paper, oh yeah, Mel Gibson and Kevin Dillon is the other star. Kevin Dillon he's an ex-hacker who was once very powerful and famous. And I don't know what he does now. I assume some security. And then he gets blackmailed. The mysterious figure straps a bomb underneath his desk and basically says, you do what I say, and then I'm going to, I don't know, he's going to hack every server in the world and steal all the money or something. Because he's evil. He's got a skull thing, and he's a shadowy figure. And look, you got a time limit. That's an artificial thing in a movie. It can work. It can work really well, if you stick to it, but who knows. But Mel Gibson is the cop that's going to be investigated, so this guy, Kevin Dillon's being blamed, and then somebody does a deep fake. I was just talking about this today. Someone does a deep fake and basically uses him to confess to the crime, and but Mel Gibson, being the amazing cop he is, he somehow figures out that Kevin Dillon is a patsy. And so then it's a race against time before this guy blows up stuff and steals all the money in the world, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to collapse the economy. He's going to do a whole bunch of things. So here they got a dead man switch. So, he's got all his bases covered. So how can Mel, beat this guy is the question. Academy Award winner Mel Gibson, Kevin Dillon. He's in the crosshairs. This is a very, I'll say 80s, 90s movie. Only, Mel is old, and then they make fun of him for being old. July 1st from Lionsgate. I hope it does well. I have one stock share in Lionsgate. That's my whole portfolio. I just have one of things. This is not financial advice, by the way. So, is this a good movie? Well, it looks pretty standard, I'll say that. I would break it down like this. The first act, Mel Gibson is a cop, doing his cop things. Maybe now it's his turn to be, I'm a week away from retirement. Anyhow, they investigate these mysterious fire bombings, I guess, and they don't know who lit them, right? So mysterious bombings. I don't know if people were killed or not, maybe not, but it's to, blame Kevin Dillon. It's all a big, giant, convoluted plan to blame Kevin Dillon, right? So then it cuts to Kevin Dillon, and, the guy uses a voice thing, like, you will listen to me, you have 60 minutes to do what I say, or I will blow you up, kind of thing. Which, it's not a great plan. Because when you're relying on somebody else, you could just have a guy who will call your bluff, right? So what would happen if he just walked right out of there? Oh, I'm going to blow you up. Well, that's going to ruin your plan, isn't it? That'll be the end of your plan if the guy doesn't believe you and he walks right out of there. So, and then he further blackmails him by doing the deep fake and making him confess on live TV. So I'm not sure how much you have the hold on the guy if the guy thinks he's going to die. But setting that aside, I can't see all the details of the movie here. The first act is the setup. So it's Mel Gibson's the cop, and they've had these fire bombings. Kevin Dillon gets blackmailed. He gets blamed for the fire bombings, and now the bad guy wants him to, I don't know, empty every bank account for Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates or something. Something like that. Something evil like that. He's going to take over all the servers. So, second act is, of course, Mel and his crew are going to storm the room where Kevin Dillon is until they realize, like, he's not necessarily the guy they're looking for, which is a huge hole in the plan of the guy who planned this thing, right? Because what if the cops just totally believe it and say, well, take this guy out, and they shoot him? Well, then your plan's done. Then you got to blow him up to cover your tracks, I guess. And then, you know, how do the cops, you know, they're going to look at the explosion and find, oh, there's this crazy bomb there. Maybe he wasn't the guy. Like, it's not a great plan, but let's say it all plans out like he says. It's, again, the hot seat. So Kevin Dillon's in the hot seat. Or maybe Kevin, like, warns them somehow, I'm not really the guy. Or they figure out by watching the deep fake, and they figure out it's a deep fake. By the way, Kevin Dillon, looking kind of old these days. A little old, little more seasoned. I haven't seen him in a while, so maybe that's why I think that. Anyhow, so the second act is sort of back and forth. By the end of the second act, they figure out, yes, he's a dupe, and he has to go along with this, and they're trying to work together to reverse things on Anonymous or whoever's doing all this, right? The hackers. And so it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. They go back and forth. You know, will they find him in time? Will Kevin Dillon be killed? When they, you know, of course there'll be like a double cross and a reverse double cross. There'll be more bombs, and then at the end, it'll be a big revelation that some guy on the inside was part of it, because that's always the way, right? And then, you know, Mel shoots him. So, because Mel shoots everybody. That's what I like about Mel. He shoots people in movies. I've been growing up on Mel's movies for a while. That's what I want to see. I want to see Mel Gibson shoot people. If they had a video game that was just called Mel Gibson Shoots People, I'd probably buy it. If they had a TV show called Mel Gibson, let's see who Mel shoots this week, I'd probably watch it. So July 1st from Grindstone in Lionsgate, it looks fine. It looks like a normal movie. This is the movies Hollywood used to make. And because there's so few and far between these days, maybe this will do okay. You know, if this was, I don't know, 1995, I'd be like, well, this I've seen this a million times. Now it's like, give me something. I mean, did Hollywood lower the bar so low just so their, you know, regular movies seem like genius? Was that the plan? Maybe that was the plan. Let's tank the entire industry for a while, so then the movies we have in pipeline, you know, look good by comparison. Maybe that was the whole plan. I don't know. Mel's usually pretty good in a movie, I'll say. He picks good projects. He directs good projects. He's a pretty good actor, and he's good in this. He's still a leading man guy, still doing the facial hair thing. But you know, I think he's good. I think he's all right. Kevin Dillon doesn't hurt, so I think you got some star power here. And, yeah, so why not? Why wouldn't you watch it? What else are you going to watch? I guess Top Gun, but after you see that, see this. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. We got a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast, and we'll see you